Coming up in the morning edition, the Bahamas has a brand new Chief Justice, a diplomat found dead in Italy. And let's look in on Charles Fisher over there in Long Island. Each day is a canvas, make it a masterpiece. Happy Hump Day. I'm LaDawn Davis. Welcome to the Morning Edition. We have 2 more days before the Labor Day holiday. Let's see what weather is in store for us. Here's our one-of-a-kind weatherman, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. Taking a look at our ZS Tower cam, it's showing a buildup just to the north of Paradise Island, but most of those clouds are moving towards the south, and that should lead to improved conditions here in the capital later on today. But in the tropics remain relatively quiet, save for this troughing in the Gulf of Mexico. That has no chance of developing over the next 24 hours, as it is expected to move inland near the northeast coast of Mexico. Outside of our studios, we have partly cloudy skies, temperature 79 degrees, relative humidity 78%, east-southeast winds at 6 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,017.0 millibars, that's 30.03 inches, and it is rising. Temperatures around the islands this morning, 79 in Marsh Harbor, also Greentoll Key, Freeport at 79 degrees, the Berry Islands 80, 82 in Allenstown, Bimini, 80 in Harper Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, Alderstown, Cat Island, Staniel Key, Kemps Bay, South Andros, all at 79, 80 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 79 in San Salvador, also Rum Key at 79 degrees, 79s again showing up in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay at 81, Acklands 81, Matthew Town was 79 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 81 degrees. Your boating forecast for today: light and variable winds in the northwest Bahamas with flat seas, high tide 8:08 this morning, low tide 2:12 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your first look at weather, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Now on to our top story this morning. The Bahamas has a new Chief Justice. A statement issued by Cabinet today reads, and it states that in accordance with Article 94(1) of the Constitution of the Bahamas, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert A. Minnis, after consultation with the leader of the opposition, has advised Her Excellency, the Governor General, the Most Honorable Dame Marguerite Pinling, to appoint Mr. Brian M. Moree, QC, as Chief Justice of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas with effect from June 12, 2019. Mr. Moree is a senior partner of McKinney, Bancroft and Hughes, counsel and attorneys at law here in Nassau. He has served in the judiciary in various capacities since his admission to the Bahamas Bar in 1979. Mr. Moree has also served on various boards, committees, and commissions. Mr. Moree succeeds former Chief Justice Stephen Isaacs, who died last August. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it's aware of reports regarding 2 young Bahamians missing in Turin, Italy. This after a local Italian newspaper reported the discovery of the body of a male believed to be a Bahamian in a river near the Isabella Bridge in Turin. Now, according to the statement, a senior diplomat from the Bahamas missions in London has been sent to Turin to speak with police in order to verify the facts of the case. Meanwhile, the ministry is in contact with relatives. An Italian paper reported that a man believed to be a Bahamian was found dead in Turin in the waters of the Po River near the Isabella Bridge with a wound. PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell, former Foreign Affairs Minister, is devastated and lost for words at the news. He said that he worked closely with the deceased throughout his career as a diplomat and that he was a brilliant young man full of hope and promise. Italian authorities continue to investigate this incident. The British Colonial Hilton Hotel was evacuated sometime after 11 a.m. yesterday when firefighters were called in to extinguish the small fire in the eastern wing of that 288-room resort. That wing also houses staff at the Ministry of Tourism and other agencies. Firefighters immediately entered the facility and found that the blaze started in an elevator where maintenance men were working. It was contained and extinguished right away. The extent of the damage is not known at this time. However, 2 hours later, the hotel reopened for business. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dame, speaking generally about the amount that has been allocated to the Ministry of National Security in the 2019-2020 budget. The minister, like other cabinet ministers, will contribute to the budget debate over the course of the next 3 weeks. When asked if he is happy, about his ministry's allocation, Minister James responded like this.
You know, I don't think you will ever get a yes answer from any minister, not only in these times that we're in, but in previous times. You know, you always want more. You always wish you can have everything. But the fact of the matter and the reality is that these are the times that we're living in. And as a government, we say that and we preach that, you know, we have to get our fiscal house in order.
Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honorable Michael Pentard, says while Cabinet has approved the hiring of 37 fisheries officers for law enforcement purposes, they're also ensuring commercial vessel owners that the government does not intend to issue work permits to foreign divers in the next season. Additionally, he says the government plans to launch its divers program pretty soon.
Bahamas, through our ministry, is launching a national dive program this week so that Bahamians can be trained in this area and that they who have a stake in protecting our resources for generations to come, that they will be on these vessels. And we're happy that the commercial vessel owners have agreed to work in tandem with us. And we are absolutely committed to protecting our resources. We're saying to persons who are going out, even now, diving conch, we find compressors on the boat. It is my hope. I'm unable to direct law enforcement, but it is my hope that law enforcement will pick them up, will confiscate the tanks, and have them, through the court, explain why they have compressors on their vessels when they're going out diving conch, particularly since it's a closed lobster season.
Meanwhile, our Jimenita Swain is standing by with the Bahamas First traffic report.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Good morning, Ladon, and good morning, Bahamas. We're coming to you live from Wolf and Blue Hill Road, a pretty busy area of the island, particularly this Wolf Road corridor. A lot of persons moving about on the streets, making their way to work, or even trying to drop their children off to school. Now, to find out exactly what's happening traffic-wise, we're waiting to talk to Corporal Lakori Bar, who, unfortunately for the driver, is ticketing a motorist at this moment. One thing we can tell you is that persons on the Wolf Road corridor, when they're turning at the intersection, tend to create their own turning lane a little bit earlier, and that's probably the issue with this particular motorist this morning. But as I said, Corporal Lakori Bar, a lot happening out here this morning. At least one person getting a ticket. As we observed, they're making the turn earlier than the time they make it to the turning lane. How great is a challenge for that? Because he's not the only person that would have been doing that for the morning.
Yes. First of all, good morning, Jimenita. Good morning, Bahamas. What we've seen happening at this location is that persons who have been traveling west on Wolf Road towards Blue Hill Road, they tend to leave the westbound lane a bit early before making the turn-in lane. And that's an offense. You can't take it upon yourself because there's a turning lane ahead to drive into the flow of traffic until you get to that lane. You'd have to leave your lane once the road or the lane opens or extends for the turning lane. The offense is failing to keep to the left side of the street, which is a $150 fine. That it's also a ticketed offense. And once we find persons doing these things, ultimately they'll be ticketed and charged and sent to court.
Now, are there any other areas of concern that motorists need to be mindful of as they prepare to make their morning commute?
At this present time, we have no outstanding traffic accidents. There's no traffic congestions that are being reported to us. We have the road works at Samailo Batla Highway that are still ongoing. And like we stated earlier in the week, we find that persons, to avoid that area, tend to go or utilize the Gladstone Road, which is causing a high volume of traffic in that area. So we just want to warn or advise motorists to drive with extra caution, extra patience, and do these things while wearing your seatbelt. Driving within the speed limit, you should have no problems.
Well, thank you so much. That is, of course, Corporal Lekore Bar. Make sure to keep left when you're driving as it applies. And also no texting and driving. Back to you in Studio LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Jimanita. And when we come back, you know he can't be left alone for long. So let's go down to Long Island to see what our Charles Fisher is up to. So stay tuned.
Look, it's simple. Fidelity can consolidate all your bills with their debt consolidation loan. Give you one monthly payment and money in your pocket.
So let me get this straight, Miss Financial Coach. You say something about cash in my pocket?
Yes.
And a savings plan with 5% interest? Wow, finally! A bank that's looking out for me. What you want me to sign?
That's not all. We also offer competitive interest rates and free financial coaching.
That's right, LD. You ain't hear me. Where do I sign?
Boy, you should see this cute little honey of a poodle like dating now, you know.
What, you with another girlfriend? Man, what happened to the last dog you was going out with?
Man, I had to dump her, but she's getting too clingy.
Well, I hope you protecting yourself.
Yeah, you see, I don't let none of them know where I live.
No, man, I don't mean so they don't find you. I mean getting yourself neutered so you don't have a little bunch of spots running all around.
Man, I ain't worry about that. I is man. I know what I doing.
Yeah, famous last words. Well, I guess you ain't hear what happened to Skippy, eh?
What? What happened to Skippy?
Well, let's just say he ain't skipping around no more. He ain't get himself neutered. Now he in the doghouse with a wife and 9 puppies.
Man, I gotta get myself neutered, but you know I like to run free.
Wait, ain't that your old girlfriend Fifi coming behind you?
Keep the stray dog population down in the Bahamas. Make sure your dog has been spayed or neutered. Let's make it Bahamian to be humane.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas Humane Society and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
This is a PSA from We Buy, You Sell. The protection of your businesses, homes, and families is very important. We Buy, You Sell offers the best in hurricane impact windows and doors designed to withstand all categories of hurricanes, with prices beating our competitors by up to 50%. We also specialize in porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We Buy, You Sell. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy, You Sell. Come and see us today.
Give you a lot of update of what's going on.
I'd like to know what happened overnight. A different ambience of the news. It's different.
Welcome back to the morning edition. In case you're wondering, infertility is 1 year of unprotected sex with your spouse and no pregnancy. The diagnosis has twisted the hands of couples who are now seeking in vitro fertilization treatments, hoping to make the dream of building a family a reality. But there are some cases where the IVF treatment is not successful, causing a greater expense on the couple. In the conclusion of this 3-part series, A Miracle to Conceive, we sat down with one of 2 IVF specialists here in the Bahamas to discuss the issue head-on. Gynecologist and IVF specialist Dr. Pamela Carroll says 3 to 5 Bahamian couples come into her office per day seeking in vitro fertilization or IVF consultations. Dr. Carroll says the first order of business is to find out if the couple is in fact infertile.
40% of the time it's the female, 40% of the time it's the male, and 20% of the time it's unknown. Okay? So what we have to do is figure out where is the missing link, like where does the problem exist. And traditionally, the male always points to the female. But I have had cases where the female is okay and there's a male factor involved.
The cost of IVF treatment is between $20,000 to $30,000, but there's no guarantee it will work. IVF treatments are not available here in the Bahamas, but medical experts are exploring the options of making Freeport a hub for it. Luckily, though, there are fertility centers in Barbados and Florida for couples looking to conceive.
What I do here at the office is I kind of package the patient so that when they go for the consult, the person who is going to do the IVF at these different centers are able to find out this is what the problem is and this is what we need to do to achieve a pregnancy. So the female is stimulated with injectable medication. And what that does is that overstimulates the ovary so we can harvest a bunch of eggs, okay? Because remember, when you have a cycle, you're only maturing one egg.
An insufficient sperm count, smoking, alcohol, no ovulation, fibroids, and blockage of the tubes can hinder pregnancy. The irony, though, Dr. Carroll says, is that there are many Bahamian men who are ashamed of the reality that they are experiencing infertility issues.
So if he has slow swimmers, the sperm will not get to the egg in time to allow fertilization to occur. People don't realize, but after the egg is released, it only lives for 24 hours. Males, when they get together, they talk about, having a child, and it's like some sort of rite of passage, or some sort of like, I'm a man because I was able to produce a child. So for them, specifically being the problem, they do get very sensitive about it.
So if you are having problems conceiving, you may want to save up or take out a loan to consider this option. And if you are 35 to 42 years old and interested in getting pregnant, now is the time to get started. Charles Fisher is over there in Long Island and found himself on a sandbank recently. Let's take a look at what he is up to.
Whenever you're here in Long Island, this is one place you need to come. The sandbanks. Mako Tour, making it all possible.
When you come to the island, you have to see the sandbar. Although the tide is kind of high right now, but with a really, really low tide, it's really, really beautiful. There's a lot of shells in the channel on the beaches. You could walk. It's bonefish, round and round. You could snorkel. To the south, 4 or 5 miles, you could go trolling for deep sea fish, like mahi, dolphin, wahoo. You can handline fish with snapper, grunts, turbots. So it's a lot of stuff you can do here. As you see, the water's very shallow, so once you get on the inside, it's good. It's landlocked.
Owner Emmanuel Noah says, despite being in operation for a little over 2 years, business is picking up.
Some people starting to catch on to it. They don't realize what we have. But when they see it, I post pictures and stuff. And a lot of people, you'll have like families that 6 to 8 want to come for a half day, and then they'll say, hey, when they come back, they want to do the full day. They realize, what they're missing. A lot of people like it. They don't know our Bahamians need to focus on what's here. Rather than going away, you have to worry about terrorists and all this stuff. Come support your family islands. Spend your money home.
All this natural beauty is making a comeback after being wiped out by Mother Nature.
And walking, these sandbanks were basically flattened out. But now you see they're building right back up. And by the peaks there, up to 1996, that was open, but it closed up due to the storms coming from the south. And now, as you see, walking, open it up, but it's starting to close back up. But yeah, that was once boats up to 50 to 60 feet used to be anchored inside there.
Great story there, Fisher. You seem to be having a whole lot of fun over there in Long Island. There's nothing like taking a trip to Grand Bahama. This morning, Jamila Mizik goes to Old Bahama Bay at a resort tucked away in Grand Bahama's capital, West End. She filed this report.
Bahama Bay Resort and Marina is one of West End's hidden treasures. Resort manager Jackie Carroll says this summer they're expecting quite a number of visitors.
The majority of the resort business actually comes from the marina business. So boaters, we rely pretty heavily on the boating community for the resort occupancy as well. We're really excited. We look forward to summer every year because, like I say, it's a very exciting time, and we get to see a lot of people that we see every year, and they continue to come back, and we really appreciate them because, it's our good, loyal customers, and those are the ones that's going to sustain us no matter what.
Carroll says although most of their guests travel from the United States and Canada, they have seen an increase in the number of Bahamian visitors.
Not really a lot of boating community, but people who come and use the resort as a getaway from Freeport, which is ideal for that because we're like leaving the island but not getting on an airplane, and it's ideal for that. And it's actually increasing the number of local customers that we get. We don't get a lot of local boaters, but we do get a lot of resort guests.
The resort boasts of several amenities, including 2 eateries, a dockside restaurant, and a tiki bar, among many other activities. She's encouraging persons who have not yet visited the resort to definitely give it a try.
Included in the room rate is paddle boards, kayaks, snorkeling equipment, use of the pool area, lounge chairs, pool towels, and we have basketball, we have checkers, we have volleyball. We try to give people a good choice of activities.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Thanks a lot, Jamila. When we return, Charles Fisher is live from Long Island with sports, so stay close.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
It's the OT with yours truly, Charles Fisher.
Buddy Hield and the Kings have their...
Buddy Hield seems to be having the best season of his career. He had 32 points the other night. It was a bit disappointing, Shawnee Miller not winning the IWF World Female Athlete of the Year. The high school rankings will soon be out. Tabernacle, the defending champion, CC Speeding, they are always there. Who will it be this year? Each Monday on 1540 AM and 104.5 FM, it's the OT with yours truly, Charles Fisher. Good morning, everybody. We are here in Salt Pond, Long Island, the 52nd Long Island Regatta. They'll get off to a late start. Last night, the skippers meeting right here at Regatta site. We had a chance to speak with Commodore Chester Fox. He says everything is going to be okay.
The barge being late is no fault of ours. You know, it's just one of those things that we couldn't control. But everybody's in good spirits. All the guys on the barge there in good spirits there.
Now today's sailing, like I say, will get off to a late start. As you can see in the background, the barge getting in late last night, and they have yet to offload the boats. So they are looking at a 1 o'clock start, according to Chester.
For us, it's a 4-day event. So and the days are quite long. So we could sail up until about 7 o'clock in the evening. So I'm pretty sure that by Thursday we'll be right back on schedule. So yeah, so if we're able to get into A and the B today, then that'll put us right back on schedule because we easily could double up on the sea, and then we'll be back on schedule, and then everything will be smooth sailing from there. Wednesday is the cup races for sure. We are doing the Ocean Race, the Susanna Memorial Cup Race, and another cup race in the C class as well.
Now make sure they tune in to the 1 o'clock radio update. We'll be able to give you an update on what's going to happen here with the rest of the sailing here. But they're scheduled to go late into the evening. The final race could start anywhere around 6:30. And then don't forget, coming up at 3:30, Long Island, it's regatta time. A special half-hour live show here from Salt Pond in the 52nd Regatta. You don't want to miss that.
At the Dixon Hill Lighthouse in San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down fake waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In our replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island. I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahama Protected.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
In our final look at weather, the tropics relatively quiet, except for this area of trough in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's producing some showers on the east coast of Mexico, also the southern coast of Texas. The system has a 0% chance of developing, as it is expected to move inland. Over the Bahamas, high pressure will continue to influence our weather with relatively light winds throughout the day, and our forecast for today calls for sunny with pockets of clouds. High temperature today reaching 87 degrees, and tonight we're looking at partly cloudy and warm, 77 for your low temperature. And the extended weather forecast, things improving right through the weekend. Maybe a brief shower on Saturday, getting a little bit more showers in our forecast on Sunday. But other than that, pretty nice weather heading into Saturday. LaDawn.
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that's it for us this morning. For the entire Morning Edition team, including Charles Fisher, who's having fun over there in Long Island, I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a fantastic day, everyone.
If you love the Bahamas,